Welcome back. Again, talking with Director of Student Involvement and Leadership, Mike Severy. We're in the middle of homecoming. While this show airs on Monday, the show tapes on Monday, it airs on Saturday, so we're well into homecoming week. And so I wanted to talk to you, Mike, a little bit about homecoming. Your office, of course, is involved in a number of official events and things planned all over campus. So tell us a little bit about what you're planning, what's happened already, although it's going to be hard to talk about it in the past tense since it hasn't happened yet. Who do you work with? Who do you coordinate events with? A little bit about that.
Right. Well, I co-chair homecoming with Renee Steele, Director of Alumni Relations, and there are a variety of different people across campus that are involved, from staff and students to the local community. We've been coordinating since probably mid-May or earlier to plan this year's particular homecoming tied to the 125th anniversary. And so there are some things that we've tried to rekindle. One in particular is the parade on Wednesday. Looking forward to that, and that leads into the pep rally at the stadium right after that. And so Jenna Davison in Sports Information is coordinating that with the Student Athlete Advisory Committee, so we're looking forward to that event. Also an opportunity to learn the name of our new mascot. He'll be announced at that particular, or she, I suppose, either one, will be announced, and there'll be opportunities after the game today to learn a little bit more about that too.
I'm sure a lot of people are looking forward to seeing what this mascot is ultimately going to be named. You mentioned that this, we all know that this is UNCP's 125th anniversary, and you mentioned very briefly that you're going to be doing some things that are tied to celebrating that anniversary. Can you go into some specifics about what you're planning?
Sure. Monday night is a reflections event, a variety of different local alumni coming back to talk about the history of the university. Good opportunity to reconnect and kind of learn some traditions about what has happened and where they see the university progressing. A variety of different opportunities for celebrations anniversary related. It seems like everything that we do at UNC Pembroke started in either a year ending in a 2 or a year ending in a 7, because we've got the 25th anniversary of the University Center, 5th anniversary of the Annex, 125th anniversary of the university, and so a lot of different celebrations and opportunity to bring people together and share in community and celebration this week.
Do you have a personal favorite homecoming event year after year?
I don't know if it's, well, this year we're rekindling the parade, as I mentioned, and that's kind of been a difficult task. It's gone away for the past 2 or 3 years, and the chancellor's asked us to bring it back. Cynthia Oxendine and Travis Bryant have really kind of championed that cause. It's a lot of work. They've got over 40 entries for the parade on Wednesday at 4 o'clock. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what that's going to turn out to be, and hopefully that will kind of rekindle some campus-based spirit.
Can you give us an idea who some of these entries are going to be, or is it a secret at this
point?
point?
No secrets. There are probably 6 different bands: Lumberton, Red Springs, Purnell Sweat, a couple of the middle school bands, UNCP band will be there, cheerleaders, the mascot, the chancellor and his wife. The Grand Marshals will be the 50th anniversary class coming back to campus 1962. A variety of different local community organizations partnering with some of our student organizations to be involved. So it should be a really good festive environment.
Now, another thing that you do tied to homecoming is you try to line up a concert on Friday nights, and this year we have Percy Sledge, Clarence Carter, and Roy C. How do you decide who to bring to these kinds of events? What's the process involved in getting either a speaker or a band or anybody like that to come and perform on the campus?
It's a long process. The event on Friday night is actually an event sponsored by Givens Performing Arts Center, Patricia Fields and David Thagard. So for their theater type events, I know David will go up to New York and view shows up there and kind of bring them in. We, with our speaker pieces, all of them were probably starting a good 4 to 6 months out. GPAC in particular is probably starting more like a year out. Their marketing for their following season typically starts at the end of an academic year. So they've got everything kind of locked down. So they're probably already planning for next year's series, even as they're executing this year's series of events.
Well, I know this isn't a question that anybody likes to talk about necessarily, but how have the budget restrictions that we've seen, not only at UNCP, but campus-wide, statewide, how have they affected your job over the past few years?
Sure. I think we have to make sure that we're focusing on the core of our mission, and ours is an involvement in a leadership piece, and then as it ties to various institutional pieces such as retention and student success. Specifically with events that we run in our office, our Distinguished Speaker Series has been delayed this year. We made the decision, typically we'll plan that in the spring for the following academic year. This year we made the decision to wait until the fall semester to see what enrollment and our budget looked like. in delaying until the fall semester, we missed our opportunity to bring in a fall speaker, so we'll focus on 2 speakers in the spring.
Great. Well, real quick, we got about 30 seconds left here, Mike. Have you seen an increase in student involvement in homecoming since you've started doing this? And what is it that seems to attract the most student attention?
Sure. I think things that are student-driven attracts the most student attention. Students know what one another like, and they'll support one another in those particular things. And our students are getting more involved in the events that we're planning, and they're planning them too, and it's really kind of showing, and hopefully it'll be a good week.
All right, thanks a lot, Mike.
You're
We're
welcome.
looking forward to a spectacular homecoming weekend.
Thanks.
And that's all the time that we have for this week on the Black and Gold Report. Until next week, go Braves.